What up, boys?
Yo, what's good?
What is going on?
Man, another another great weekend started. Got a little delayed. Freaking protest going down in San Diego. To be fair, nothing crazy like LA. So appreciate that. Was able to not have to spend my entire Saturday down there. So um, yeah, and we
Yeah,
move on. How y'all doing?
good man. Just chilling, watching this next game of the College World Series right now. Watching a little bit of U.S. Open. Watching all the sports, man. It's a good sports weekend.
You know, I am.
Yeah, I watched the
I'm in.
Murray
I'm
State game
in.
earlier. They couldn't.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, they lost to UCLA. So I was in the minority out here. But so what's that mean? Y'all Louisville lost two. So there's
Yeah.
a losers bracket. Is it single elimination or how does it
So
work? I don't even.
so it's double elimination for the first basically for the first week, and then it's four teams in each bracket, and then the winner of each bracket goes to the final series, and it's a best out of three. So we play again tomorrow. I think at 12 we got to play Arizona, and then if we win that, then we just keep going on in the losers bracket. So that was a rough game. It was an exciting game there at the end, but left a lot of runners on, man. So it was kind of a couple innings there, runners on second and third, couldn't get them in, and then finally tied it up bottom of the ninth or top of the ninth, and then they walked it off on us in the bottom of the ninth. So uh, boys were competitive, but you don't losing game one's kind of tough, especially in these series because dudes just got they get in the winners bracket and they got they can rest arms and stuff like that, and everybody that goes out on the mound these days are is throwing 95 plus like big league type stuff. So you don't want to have to use your good arms getting through the losers bracket and then try to win a bunch of elimination games in a row.
Yeah, I imagine they're. I don't know. Bullpens deep in college, like with maybe with these teams in the World Series, or maybe your bigger schools, your LSU's, your Arkansas's, y'all maybe. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Bullpens are deep, but like I said, the problem is like now with every game being an elimination game, like you gotta use your high leverage guys earlier than you would like to, and then inevitably, like if you end up winning, you lose day one, say you make it all the way back to the essentially the championship game for your bracket. One of those games in there somewhere is going to be either like a bullpen type game, or you're going to have somebody throwing on short rest, and it doesn't lay it out for you very well.
yeah. What were you were about? So the only reason why I saw the Louisville game, the highlights of it, um, because when y'all lost, Kentucky fans had to make sure they took some stabs at you. It's just kind of how it goes. I'll be honest, I don't personally get it. It'd be like, we didn't make it there, so I think you just kind of leave that alone and you enjoy the loss in silence. But hey, Kentucky fans, that's just we're gonna get belligerent online. That's just what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Nah.
But I know T, you're about to say you were watching the track and field.
Well, really, what I was gonna say is, I'm in bachelor mode right now. The wife and kids are visiting her family, so I'm like playing movies on full blast, full volume instead of having to just read captions, so I don't wake my kids up. Enjoying, all the shoot 'em up, blow 'em up, action stuff. But I have been watching the track and field too. Yesterday, I was trying to watch it on my phone, while the finals were on. But pretty poor showing by my Vols, so I lost interest quickly. So hopefully the Lady Vols can do a little better today.
He had to jump in here and make sure he let you know.
Yeah.
He hadn't been with us for weeks. Now he want to jump on.
I know, right? Yeah, it's because you were talking about the track and field stuff so much on the last show. I'm sure you probably saw it, and he was like, "Oh man, yeah, I gotta."
No, I tagged him. I tagged him in something. Yeah, I tagged him in something on Twitter, so he had to hop on and give me a hard time.
Yeah.
But no, I watched some of it. I didn't watch any of it live, but I caught some of his late night. They put it on ESPNU, some of the reruns. I watched the women's. I think it was the heat for the 100-meter hurdles, and back-to-back heats. Old girl caught a toe on a hurdle and just, and they're moving quick. So that skid is violent. One of them, she caught herself. She tried to get over the other hurdle. Next thing you know, she just rolled through the next hurdle, like legit rolled through the damn hurdle, took it out. And I was like, that'd be enough for me to quit right there.
Yeah, bro.
Hurdles are not for the faint of heart, for sure.
No, not at all, bro. And you gotta be so confident that you're just gonna hit your stride. Like, I mean, yeah, good Lord, dude. And as fast as they're moving too, like you know that doesn't feel good. Like, for a slow mover like myself, it probably wouldn't cause that much pain, just a little bit of humiliation. But moving as quick as those girls are moving, dude, that can't feel good.
No, not at all. I also got into the 3,000 meter steeplechase. And I'm gonna tell you what, that's not a super riveting thing.
No, it's not.
But I was trying to figure out why the hell, like, how did it even become a thing?
Yeah, why is the water there? I don't get the water. What is that there for?
That was my first question. All it is there is to give you some soggy ass socks and shoes and make the 3,000 meters more miserable than it already is.
Like I can't even imagine doing that, dude. You'd like, oh Lord, run around in some soggy shoes for that long? Like, no thanks, I'm good.
And then the poor girl in the back, the poor girl in the back who's legit like a minute and a half behind, she's still chugging along. And I'm like, at this point, I'll probably just say, nah, this ain't it. I'm gonna go ahead and end this thing early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Catch me in the
So check it out.
All right.
Yeah, the steeplechase run originated in Ireland in the 18th century and began as a cross-country horse race. It was called steeplechase because they would use church steeples as their landmarks because it was long distance. So, basically from steeple to steeple to steeple, and riders would race across open countryside, jumping over natural obstacles like fences, streams, and hedges, which I think is where the water obstacle.
So we just took the horse away.
Yeah,
and
we took the horse away. And we put it on a track, and then we put a puddle out there because I guess there was a natural puddle in all these races. So
the track and field version of the steeplechase was later adapted in the 19th century in England, particularly at Oxford University, where it became an organized foot race, and it maintained the concept of barriers and water jumps to simulate the original horse racing obstacles. So there you go. You can thank the Irish and the English for that ridiculous race.
That checks out. That checks out.
Look at that. Look at that. Just dropping history on today's show.
I know, right?
It almost seems as pointless as the opposite side where you've seen these things where they have like children or even sometimes grown folk have like the fake stick horse and they're jumping over things, but you've
Oh
seen that
my,
shit.
oh my god. They do, yeah,
Yes.
like prancing around and
Yes, prancing around. It is the dumbest thing ever.
oh
It
my
is
goodness.
so
It's like,
dumb.
how do you convince your kid to be like, hey, this is the
This is
future right
it.
here. Like, this is what
This
you
is
need to
it.
be.
This is
where
where
we're
I
making
want
our
you to
money.
invest your time and to develop your skills.
Definitely a lot of NIL money in fake stick horse racing.
Or you tried everything else and you're like, hey, this is all you got, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
Little girl, I'm
This is our
sorry.
last chance, bub.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yo, did y'all see Tyreek Hill's goofy self trying to call out Noah Lyles for a race
Yeah.
with his 10? Now, don't get me wrong. A 10-10, like that's not, you're still running fast, right? But somebody I saw put out a tweet or something that was like that would have been like third place in a Texas high school state
Yeah,
track meet.
not even. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
He getting smoked by high schoolers,
like
man.
you got sophomores in Texas running faster than that, bro. You're calling out an Olympic medalist, like you are goofy. Like cut it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, he held up his little Noah Lyles could never. And what's funny is like Noah Lyles has tried to race him and he's been
Yeah.
ducking it, right? But
Yeah.
now that Ashton Hall got beat by I Show Speed,
Oh
now
my god, yo,
now all of a
terrible.
sudden he's trying.
You saw the videos of that, him falling down
Yes.
and then hollering about, oh, it's the angle, it was a tie. Like beat him 4 times in a row. Like, man, that dude is goofy too.
Is that going to hurt his following? Because he's got a massive following, right? And half of it is people who just kind of want to like make fun of his little daily routine videos, and then the other half, I
Yeah.
think, are people who kind of buy into it. But
Yeah.
does losing 4 times in a row, when a ton of his videos are showing him like running next to cars and whatever else, does
I
that
don't know,
hurt
dude,
his following?
because from what I understand, like the I Show Speed kid, like he seems kind of, I don't, I'm not like a big YouTube follower person, but like all the clips I've seen, he seems pretty athletic, right? Like,
He's fast.
and I watched him. He raced Noah Lyles too, and Noah
Yeah.
Lyles beat him twice.
Of
But
course,
it's
yeah.
still like because it's Noah Lyles, and he didn't really have to work that hard to do it. But he ain't slow.
No,
it's
he's
not
fast.
like he's not like he's unathletic. But at the same time, yeah, I don't know if it hurts his following or not. For the people that don't like him, that's just
Oh, yeah, they
ammunition.
don't,
Like
yeah.
every time he says something, they're just gonna clip that and they're just gonna throw that out there. Hey man, you remember that time you just straight busted your ass?
Is this the
trying to
same
do
dude
that.
that washed his face with the
Yes.
sparkling water?
Yeah,
Yes.
and the
Okay.
banana peels and whatever. Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Seems like he either does a good job of faking like he has money or he really has money. But
Bro,
you
these
know,
internet folks somehow just get money. Like I
Yeah.
don't understand how you get paid through Instagram. I don't know. Like I have like most 4 followers. Like they're all my family. So on Instagram and whatnot. So I don't get it. But yeah, I guess ads or what. Yeah, but some of them. But then I don't know who knows what reality is. But you just do put some weird shit on the internet. Talk about like I was scrolling through and talk about something like this horse stick racing. I could not watch it. It was so ridiculous. It was the turkey gobbling championships.
oh my god.
I was scrolling through Twitter and because I came across and I heard like this dude like and I was like, what? Hold on, what is this? And I read the caption. It said turkey gobbling champion. And I was like, they're fucking with me right now. Like this isn't
This
sure
is
enough.
not a real
no, it's a thing.
No, it's real.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff out there.
They all look exactly how you would expect them to look.
Yeah.
Oh, every single one of them.
Yeah.
You can picture it right now.
Yep.
Yes, that's exactly how they look like.
Yep.
But are we done with the track and field thing? Or is it still going today?
The ladies, the men are done. They finished yesterday. The girls they go today.
Gotcha. I saw Kentucky got back-to-back 200-meter gold medalist. Haven't heard of the dude since last year, since he won it, but shout out to my guy. And then he beat out, I didn't realize this, the Arkansas 200-meter runner was a former Kentucky receiver, transferred out and ran track at Arkansas now. But
Man, Arkansas has had a chokehold on the SEC
Yeah.
in track and field for like the last 5 years. They've
Yeah.
won like 5 straight titles in the SEC.
Yeah.
did USF do anything other than the 4x4?
That's the only place I remember seeing them. USC Southern Cal ended up winning the men's title.
Oh, really?
So Auburn won last year, so they tried to repeat, but and they won by like a half a point last year or something. So USC came back, and that's the first time a Big Ten school has won since like the 40s. I mean, obviously USC ain't a real Big Ten school, but
Yeah.
that still goes towards Big Ten credit, and that's like the first time since the 40s when Minnesota won. They were talking about that, but yeah, Kentucky had a guy win the 200. I think y'all finished 8th overall, and I think Tennessee finished like 13th or something. I don't know. Not a good, not a good showing. Yeah,
Ouch.
Talking all that shit. That's what happens.
Well, we finished higher than Kentucky in the SEC championships, if that counts for anything, which it does not.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, you're right. So Kentucky definitely outperformed. I watched the 4x1. The first to second leg on the relay just was not a good transfer. Like the pass was fine, but we just lost a ton of momentum. Didn't have full speed when he got the baton or close to it, and just got smoked from there. And I think that was a place where Tennessee was expected to be competitive and ended up getting 5th, I think.
Well, the same time that was going, or roughly close, was this game last night, OKC. Another game in Indiana, and I think a game that they're going to look back on, and the Pacers are going to look back on, like, we just pissed away this series. I don't know how you feel about it, but it was similar to game 1, where one team just absolutely dominated 95% of that game, if not 98% of the game.
Yeah.
And then but just the other team just didn't give up, and one let off the gas, and the other one took advantage of it. My father-in-law was in town. We were watching it, and I was just going into the fourth quarter, like 6-7 minutes left. I was like, man, I just don't know if OKC has enough to just flip the switch. On the road, they just hadn't been playing well. And then Shea kind of did his thing, and I don't necessarily know it was OKC doing anything different. It almost like the pace just kind of fell off there at the end. But how you feel about that game, and then what it means going forward in the series?
Well, I thought T was gonna be looking real smart here last night about, like you said, through like 3.5.
I was cutting.
I was like,
cutting video. I was cutting video of that last things. I was like, damn, T was the only one that picked the Pacers, so I was cutting video, getting ready to post it.
I mean,
they came back.
Yeah, like I told you, like I would not. While I thought, and I still do think OKC is going to win the series, I think just the way, it's like we were talking about last time. It just kind of felt like, Indiana's got this momentum, and it felt like kind of like almost a team of destiny type thing. And last night I was like, man, 3-1 lead going back to OKC, that's tough. That would have been. But I think it really just got down to, like, honestly, like desperation mode for the Thunder there at the end, because it's like, Pacers definitely let off the gas a little bit, and Shea and those boys were just like, yo, we cannot lose this game, because if they lost that game and went 3-1, man, like that's a tough mountain to climb, especially as hot as Indiana's been. But I agree with you. I think they're going to look back on that if they're not able to go and steal another one, because I think if OKC wins this next one, I think that's the series right there. Like, it might go 7, but I don't see Indiana going into OKC and winning a game 7. Like, obviously they stole one in game 2, or game 1 rather. But yeah, like I just, they're going to look back and regret that one, because they looked dominant, even though it wasn't like a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter or anything like that. But at the same time, when I turned my phone off, I turned it back on, and I look, and it's like at one point they were getting outscored like 27-11 or something like that, and I was just like, sheesh, what happened? So I mean, big moments. They Hallie's been pulling it out for them, and they just, I don't know, they just couldn't get it done, and that's definitely going to be that's a big mountain to climb now.
Yep. See what you think.
Yeah, if Indy's going to win, they got to find a way to win if they're going to win the series, they have to find a way to win this game because I 100% agree with Black. They're not winning a game 7 there. And when he said it, I looked it up. I wanted to know how many game 7s has the away team won in the NBA championship. And that's only happened one time. So, I mean, that can only tell you so much, like, because that eventually when somebody does it, then obviously it doesn't matter. But that does tell you something that generally speaking, it's not happening. So, I was talking to my cousin and he texted me before the game and he was like, whoever wins this game wins the series. And yeah, there's a big difference between 3-1 and 2-2. It's tough to beat a really good team 3 times in a row. And that's what Indy had to do to win yesterday. And they were in a position to do it. And I don't know if they took their foot off the gas, if they ran out of gas or what, but OKC definitely played with a more of a sense of urgency than Indy did down the stretch. And yeah, so I got to stick with my call, which was that I think Indy's going to do it, but I feel a lot less confident about it now than I did.
Yeah, I agree. That was the game, especially like more mentally, like you lose game 1 like OKC did. You got a whole series left, right? You lose game 4 like the Pacers, and then you're like, damn, this series are halfway over, and now we feel like it's too much to climb. I didn't notice it in the game. They talked about it in the broadcast, and then you saw it like going into the fourth quarter. I think it was Doris Burke brought up is like, hey, Shea has had more rest in the first 3 quarters in this game than he had all like. So yes, while OKC is losing, you also have going to have a fresher Shea, and they had other folks bringing the ball down. They try to take the distance out of the court, and you could see like he had just more bounce than he had in the other 2 games. Yep. Yeah, so there was more in the tank. Now that being said, that push off and the extra step he got to make that jump, my goodness.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. That was pretty rough.
But it was terrible. But that is the NBA now. It's not that's not unique to Shea. Like everybody does it. They all push off, take an extra step on the step back. And so when I remember everybody started pointing it out, and I was just like, well, yeah, I mean, but everybody does it. So
yeah, it's a completely different game than it was, even 10 years ago. Just I don't even know if I know the rules on what a travel is anymore. Like I just stopped guessing at it because it just seems like we're just making new stuff up every year. So. But yeah, dude, I mean, it was funny because as soon as that happened, ESPN puts the clip up and they're like, SGA pushes off and gets the bucket for the Pacers for the and it's like, ouch. Yeah, it's not wrong.
What do y'all think of Doris Burke and Richard Jefferson being the commentators for the finals?
I don't mind Doris Burke, but I cannot. It's something about the pitch of Richard Jefferson's voice that is like nails on a freaking chalkboard for me. It just, I don't know. It's like I can't, the frequency, it's like, and I'm just like, I can't, I got to turn it down.
Yeah. They've been getting a lot of hate in comment sections. They've been getting a lot of hate. And I actually like them. I think they do. I've always been a fan of Doris Burke. And I'm pretty impressed. Like, doing the finals is a big deal, and Richard Jefferson hasn't been on live air for long, and he's already doing the finals. So,
yeah,
I mean, are there better people? Yes, obviously. Like I would love to still be hearing Van Gundy and Mark Jackson with Mike Green.
Yep.
Yeah. Bang!
Yeah.
Just like
that's what I was going to say. Like I don't mind that team so much. It's just the way TNT did the NBA and who they had, the talent, just head and shoulders better than ESPN.
Yeah.
And it's college. College is the same way. The way they handle the March Madness, the ESPN in basketball, pro and college level, just hasn't been great. Hopefully, with them buying out and that Shaq and Charles and Kenny and them coming over, I think that steps it up. Obviously, like that talent is coming over, and hopefully they keep it up. I don't know if you watched the last one when Shaq was dropping F-bombs live on TNT. It was like,
yeah.
Hey, as long as that team, I don't mind any. I don't know how you feel. Stephen A. got to go, man. Stephen A.
Oh,
has
my
got to get
goodness.
so far away from. I mean, you have your first take, man. Whatever. I think people enjoy you hollering and screaming, not really know what you're talking about. You just get loud and boisterous,
Yeah.
and you're animated, so people think you know what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
like, get off NBA. Like, sure, keep Greeny. I like Greeny, but just I don't know. Too much.
Yeah.
There's too much of Stephen A. on TV right now.
I mean, he's their cash cow. I'm not a Stephen A. guy in any way. I liked First Take not because of him, but like in spite of him. And
Yeah.
then once he got rid of Max Kellerman, then I was just like, yeah, no, I'm cool. So yeah, I'm with you. Get rid of Stephen A. It does seem like ESPN just tries to monopolize everything. They just buy it and then they just throw whoever they want to out there, and it's not
Yeah.
not necessarily that great of a product. But
Yeah, it's not the best product at all.
Yeah.
But I feel like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm with
But
you. I
yeah,
like,
I'm okay with DB and Richard Jefferson. Like I will watch them do the finals, but there are some better teams out there.
just get Mike Breen out there with him. I just need to hear somebody hollering. When
Breen is there. Breen is there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not paying attention. It's because I turned it down because I can't listen to. It's because I turned it down because I can't listen to Richard Jefferson. I just be watching the game kind of like on half mute. So,
But you're right, T. Van Gundy is like the best. Like the one-liners he drops at the game, especially because he's still in the old school basketball mindset and he's watching it. Like every time a team comes down and shoots a bad shot to try to get 2 for 1 before like the shot clock and the game clock run out, and he just loses his mind. He's just like, I don't understand why you
he's
take
just
a
like,
bad
what are we
shot
doing? Yes.
just to get another bad shot with less time. I
yeah,
don't understand.
he cracks me up, man. Van Gundy's awesome. I mean,
And I
dude,
got a soft spot for him with the Orlando Magic days too.
yeah, man. I mean, he was a pretty good coach. I just think he's living his best life right now, so I don't see him going back into coaching. Yeah, I'd imagine it's a
No.
lot. I'd imagine it's a lot less.
Y'all are talking about Stan. I'm talking about Jeff.
Oh, okay. I'm
Oh,
talking
okay,
about
Because
yeah.
I like Stan. Stan does a good job too, but Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson were the two that would be with Mike Breen. What, last season, 2 years ago, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, either of the Van Gundys, honestly. But Jeff was who I was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was definitely, me and Kyle were definitely talking about Stan
Yeah.
and his smart ass comments.
Yeah. Well, once you said Orlando, I realized you were talking about Stan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as long as ESPN doesn't tear up what they had on NBA on TNT, they'll be all right. They'll adopt it. They'll be good. It's kind of like when they stole Aikman and that crew for Monday Night Football. Like, hey, they already got a thing going. Just bring him over, and they'll be good. But yeah, I agree. I think we got a. Hopefully it goes to 7, just because we're starting to run out of sports real quick. So like, give me 7 games. But I could see the OKC doing it back to back, winning games. But I mean, when and you said it before, when you had a team that hasn't lost back to back games since 2024, like it's been a full season and a half, OKC hasn't lost a back to back game.
That's wild.
So,
that is that's a wild stat. Like, UFC card already. What we got, a fight night going on?
Fight night, yeah. Fight night. I have no idea who's on it. I have not paid any.
Usman and Buckley is the main event.
I appreciate you, BB. Hey, post a picture of that jersey, man. Hey, T, did you get your hat? I forgot about it.
I didn't check the mail today. I checked yesterday. I didn't get anything, but I'll go check once the show's over.
Yeah.
If I had, I would have worn it right now. But
yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to have to. I got to pull it up. I got baseball. I got College World Series going on one screen, and I'm about to put the phone up with this UFC fight. I don't be missing any of those. So
Yeah. I gotta be honest. If I saw his face, I'd maybe know. Just the name Buckley, I don't. It's not.
You remember a couple years back where that dude had that crazy highlight spinning back heel kick knockout of that dude, and he just like flattened him. Buckley's like dude's like a little ball of muscle. He can't make it in 5-round fights, but he definitely got the power to put somebody's lights out. So
Joaquin Buckley.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know this. Yeah, I know this dude.
Yeah. Yes. Dude, LSU's over here trying to put a hurting on Arkansas right now. Arkansas is down 3-0 in the second. They just pulled their starter.
Not good. Not
Nah,
good.
it's not what you want.
Oh, if you're an Arkansas fan, is it? I don't know. Like LSU, I followed LSU when they had Skeens on the team
Yeah.
last year because he
They're
was
the
just different.
yeah.
But
They're the 6th seed. They got a good pitching staff, man. They got I think it's them. I think their number 1 and number 2 guys are like number 1 and number 2 in the nation in strikeouts right now. So the kid they got going today is a lefty that's like sits mid 90s. Yeah, it's like I said, it's like it's crazy to watch baseball, especially at the college level these days, because it's like, before, like when I was playing, like you might have the top level programs like a dude that's sitting at that, and then it seems like every starter that these like top SEC and ACC teams roll out is just absolutely pumping the ball mid 90s for hundreds of pitches with like ridiculous off speed. I couldn't do it. It's a reason. It's a reason my career ended when it did.
Well, so I told you, Father-in-law was in town. They always spoil the boy, right? So Jay gets something. He brought over 2 gloves, So so they've been throwing catch. They've been playing catch, and I come home and Jackson hasn't had a baseball glove on since t-ball. He was like 4. He just hasn't been interested in it, because probably mostly my fault. But I saw him out there. So last night he got me out there throwing. And I told him, I said, well, I think we might have a spring sport. We got to see what he is with the bat in his hand. And he ain't a Golden Glove. Like he's still got to work on that thing.
That's all right.
But I tell you what, when he throws that damn baseball, it'll pop the glove. I mean, that's just what you've seen him throw football. He's pretty athletic. But he's out here. He's like, don't they do something like this? He's got his like finger on the seam. He's throwing that thing and he'll get one. I'm like, golly, son. And the other one, I'm like, I'm chasing around. I'm like, we got to work on the control a little bit. But yeah, now he's tearing me up about going out there and playing catch and whatnot. So, not too long before I'm gonna have to send him over your way.
I was gonna send him my way. We'll get his swing right.
Man, I have to employ my dad big time on that because he played baseball in college at Tennessee State, and that's what he wanted me to play, and I just was not. I was a disappointment because I got a limp noodle for an arm, so I rather my dad teach him, how to throw and all that because my dad had a cannon. So you go ahead and do your grandpa thing, and you teach him how to. I can teach him how to tackle and run and shoot and all that other stuff, but throwing, I'll leave that one to to his granddad.
Oh yeah.
So we got to also have Oilers Panthers tonight. I know none of us real big hockey folks, but again, when it's on TV, and it's one of the only things on TV at the week, you watch it. And when Panthers went up 3-0 at home against the Oilers, I was like, man, this series is over. Oilers gonna shit the bed again. McJesus doesn't have it in him. And then they pulled the goalie. That dude stands on his head. And the home team, the home barn, gives up 4 goals. And then they end up losing it in OT. That's a massive swing too. You go 3-1 against the championship team, the series is over. That. But for them to come back in that game and then almost piss away. I don't understand. I don't know hockey. Maybe y'all can help me out. But when you're up a goal, other team pulls a goalie. If I'm the goalie, there is zero chance, especially with under a minute left, there's zero chance I'm leaving the net. I know they go behind the net and try to stop the puck and get it out and start. I am not leaving the damn net, man, because all it is open. And he leaves the net and they score. And I was like, yep, I don't know hockey, but I know that was stupid.
I know that's probably not. You're supposed to be in front of the net. Usually you can't stop the goal if you're not in front of the net. Yeah, dude. That was a wild game. I watched the end of that, and it was like a replay of game 2 when the Oilers lost it in OT, and it was like how do we get here? And I know like we talked about how crushing we thought that was going to be for them, but I think they might have just got the momentum right back because I'm sure Florida's feeling the same way that Edmonton was after that game. So I'll watch some playoff hockey. I think that game's about to start actually.
5 our time.
We can always hit up Sheen and ask him.
Yeah.
He's our hockey expert.
Best sport ever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does get exciting. I mean, some of the first, like, what was it, game 3, the blowout, like those are, but those close ones are exciting. They got to do something, like, I've never played it, but I've seen the highlights on the NHL game. They highlight the puck when you're playing.
Yeah.
You can see it. TV
Yeah.
broadcast, I don't know how that thing moving fast. I don't know
Yeah.
if they can do it. They got to do something, because I'm consistently just lost. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah. I have no idea.
I don't know how they do it.
Where the thing is.
You know what?
Not only are hockey players impressive, the announcers are impressive. They're locked on.
That's what I was just about to say. Their announcers do a great job. One, they bring a ton of enthusiasm, right?
Oh,
like they're hyped the entire time.
Yeah.
But then they're just able to track everything that's going on, and it's a super fast game. So it's impressive how they can do that. And they do a good job of calling the games. They still don't explain to me what icing is, but they do a good job.
I don't know. You hit it too far down the other end. That's what icing is.
Yeah,
That's the best explanation I got for you.
What I figured out is that, because I've heard them talk about it, I'll look at the ref. If the ref, or whatever they call him in hockey, if his arm goes up, I know the icing call is getting ready to happen. If it goes down, he'll do like this, like real enthusiastic, like, nah. I'm like, oh no, you ain't getting icing, not today.
Keep playing. Play on. Play on.
And I also learned you can't sub after an icing. So like they'll talk about like players being tired if there's an ice. I guess that's the benefit or the unfortunate piece of it for whatever side of the team you're on, is you can't sub. So you'll have dudes that are just stuck on one side of the ice, tired. So I don't know, that I'm sure that's part of the strategy too, because you like a minute and a half on the skates out there, you gotta be smoked.
Yeah. I blame Mighty Ducks for me not knowing what icing is. Everything I know about hockey
is Almighty Ducks.
Yeah.
You know what? It'd be great because those coaches talk mad shit to the refs and everybody else. I think because the players get out there and throw hands. I think when you have a disagreement, you just roll the mat out there and let the the ones they use to walk out and do the national anthem, roll the mat out there and let the coaches throw hands. and
see what that hook game looks like.
Yeah.
Or just put a door in the glass that separates them.
Yeah. Just a little.
That's another awesome thing about hockey is like how tight
phone booth fight.
Man.
Yeah. Phone booth boxing.
Yeah. That would be. Oh man, that'd be hilarious.
So I think we were hoping. I think everybody on the panel was like, hey, I guess this seems anti-patriotic, but go Canada here on this one. We're hoping Edmonton wins it.
Yeah. I want to see McDavid.
Anti-Florida.
I want to see
just anti-Florida.
Yeah, we know. We know.
Yeah. You think I would? Jackson was asking because he sees Florida Panthers. If Lindsay's family lives down there, so he was cheering for them. He's like, why don't you want them to win? I was just like, I mean, when I was down in college and the Lightning were the team and they did the back-to-back thing, so that's my excuse. I'm just like, hey, I don't want to see them be able to match the Lightning. If I'm a hockey fan, it's going to be it's of Tampa Bay, even though I don't watch them any. But they made, like we talked about before, they made it exciting to be down there. Gave you an excuse to go party a little bit when they're in the Stanley Cup final.
The stadium looks cool, like from the outside.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Yeah, the stadium's nice. So college basketball schedules drop. SEC ACC challenge, so we're all invested in that one. We get North Carolina at home, which is huge. Going to be another good game, and it's also big because of the obviously 2 storied blue blood programs, but then also the off-season hype between, like, originally Caleb Wilson was coming to Kentucky, and then they did that whole debacle on TNT with Kenny Smith, and it came out like a week or 2 prior that he had flipped and was going to North Carolina. They were giving a bunch of money, even though Hubert Davis had a terrible season. He's going to go down there to revive North Carolina potentially. So that's going to be a good game. Last time they were in Rupp, we beat them. It was a hell of a game. I think we won by 1, like 73-72. It was a close game. Anthony Davis, I think, if I remember correctly, this was 2012. Anthony Davis had the game-winning block on who, I have no idea, but had the block, and we won the game. If my recall is correct there. But who do y'all got? I know Louisville's got Arkansas.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't. That's gonna be. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
You better be. You don't want. You don't want Cal winning that game. So you might as well.
But there is. There is zero chance I can root for Louisville ever,
Yeah.
ever, never. So,
Yeah,
hey,
they're
let's go.
ranking these games. So yeah, Florida, Duke, we got Arkansas, y'all got UNC. These are some good games, man. I don't
Yeah.
know how that NC State Auburn. I don't even know what Auburn's going to look like this year, honestly.
Pettiford's back, so that's massive for them. So like they got a bucket dude. That's really big. And I know they did pretty well in the portal.
Yeah,
They always seem to find somebody, but I don't know truly about their team. We'll find out. Um, Florida got a bunch of dudes back. That Florida Duke game could be very, very good, depending on you know Duke's going to be young again, but they are. I think the shortest dude on their team is like 6'6", or they're starting like they're tall and long, so
yeah.
um, they're going to be good. Tennessee has
Syracuse
no,
again.
that's lame.
Yeah. But I'm looking here. We played Louisville twice. We playing y'all twice.
Is that
This
facts?
says December 16th and December 26th.
December 16th. Why would we play twice? That's weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm trying to find our schedule right now, but it's all I saw was the ACC SEC challenge. Let me see if I can pull that up. I don't know why that would be.
But we went when we played y'all this year.
Y'all went to
We went to Yum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So now Louisville's going to come over to
Yeah. I'm sure it's a home and home. Yeah.
Food City Center.
Yeah.
Best name in college basketball.
I
for
hate
a
that
stadium.
I hate that so much. I got to stick with Thompson Bowling. I can't make this switch.
Yeah, that's why. It just the Food City Center. It just really strikes fear in the hearts of your.
We love
opponents.
Food City though. Like
Yeah.
in East Tennessee,
Yeah.
we
I guess
love Food City.
what is that? Is that like your Kentucky version of Kroger or whatever, or like what? I mean,
I know Kroger is huge for us too. It's just
Yeah.
It's just a grocery store. We have one of the biggest Krogers in the country in Oak Ridge, and I think when it was built, it was the biggest. So now we rock with Kroger too. It's just another grocery store.
Food
Yeah,
City is that formerly Food Line, or is that two different things?
No, two different
yeah,
things.
two different things. Yeah. The
I don't
only
know,
one
I've
I'm
been in a
seeing.
I've been in a bunch of Food Lines. I don't know if I've been in a Food City before.
Might
Only-
be just a Tennessee thing. I don't know.
Only one I'm seeing T is the 16th.
Okay.
I don't see it. We only got a couple of games announced. Like we're playing Kansas in an exhibition game. I guess I don't
We're
know
playing
why.
Purdue in an exhibition. That's becoming like a thing. Let's start. Only time I really recognized that like big schools doing it, like Kansas and Arkansas did it last year,
Yeah.
as an exhibition.
Yeah.
But Kentucky's got. I mean, we got Zaga in Nashville. We got this UNC game. Obviously, Louisville. We got the Indiana rivalry coming back. Well, it's going to be an exciting year with a lot of big games. So there, and it is all before SEC play. So going to be tested before we roll into January of 26.
Yeah.
And start SEC play, and just
Yeah,
gotta
man,
hope we're healthy this year.
I'm with you. I like it. Like I said, it's kind of like we talked about last year. I feel like the trend for the longest time, like going back to when Patina was around, was we would just have all these like softball little nobody teams coming in to play for the first month and a half of the season, and then you jump into like Big East play and having to go play Kentucky and stuff, and before you ever even actually like figured out who you are as a team. So I like this. Like, yeah, we got UK. Although I hate the November 11th date. I don't I don't like that. I'd rather play that game when we traditionally play it right around Christmas time. But yeah, them, Arkansas, IU, Memphis, which should be a decent game, and then follow that up immediately with Tennessee before you get into ACC play. I think that's definitely a much better schedule for figuring it out early in the season than we've had in recent memory. So,
and with basketball, like you can take L's and still make the tournament, and it's not as catastrophic to lose a couple of the early games. Like in football, you lose 1-2 games. That's it. But in basketball, you're right. And you've mentioned this for some time. I think there's a lot of value in kind of running through a gauntlet early on. Get ready for conference play and such.
Absolutely. Dang, boy.
I do think it hurt some of the SEC teams last year with tough schedules in the beginning, and went in beat up. But I don't think the SEC is going to be as as brutal as it was last year. I think it's the talent is kind of down a little bit. The age is some of the more veteran players that've been there for a minute or had transferred or gone. But I mean, who knows? I guess we'll find out. But
Where'd that old dude from Auburn end up going again?
USC.
Oh, Baker Mazzara.
Baker Mazzara, yeah.
Southern Cal or South Carolina?
Southern Cal. Yeah, he's out there playing for dadgummit, Arkansas's old coach.
Ooh,
baseball or
I thought Buddy just broke his wrist
Musselman
after a ball at second base.
Isn't Eric Musselman out there at USC?
Yeah. They hired him. Mm-hmm.
And they had a terrible season last year.
They did.
But
they have some other. They got a big time freshman coming in, don't they?
I think they did, and I think they did pretty well in the portal. They dropped a bunch of money. I think they did well. So he's got the talent. We'll see. But hey, T, I don't know if you watched it on Netflix, the Shaq documentary about him as the president of Reebok.
No.
So I bring it up because Reebok was able to sign Nate Ament as like one of their up and coming athletes. That was like one of their first signings, and they beat out Nike and some other folks for him, and they basically sold that they're going to give him his own shoe eventually. Like that was that's their big sell point. Like all these first time athletes, like with Reese, Angel Reese, same thing. She's rocking the Engine A right now, which is the Reebok basketball shoe. She's going to end up getting her own like signature shoe. So that's how they got that. And of course they had their LSU ties and whatnot. So I'm sure that was probably easy signing. But long story short, during that interview and the selling stuff with Nate Ament, you sitting there, and I had kind of put him off as a prima donna, like he was the last big name to really commit to a school. He was damn near locked to Louisville and then kind of changed up. First, he was kind of going to go to Duke and back and forth with that. He even tested some stuff at Kentucky. And so I was like, man, this kid's already too big for his britches, thinks he's all that. And then you interview him and you talking to him and his family and whatnot. And he's like, this kid is like humble, is like a good kid. And then they break away when he signs with Reebok like a couple episodes later. And Shaq is like, hey, listen, don't go to Duke. He's talking to him. He's like, wherever you go, you need to be the guy. Don't go to Duke and just be another guy. Don't go. And I'm like, Shaq, he's the reason. Shaq is the reason that. And sure enough, he committed to UT. And then there was an article after it dropped because I think I'm a little bit behind on when the show actually dropped on Netflix. And sure enough, there was an article, and Shaq was like, "Yeah, these schools can blame me. Duke, Louisville, these schools can blame me." Because I talked to Nate, he's like, "You can't just go be some dude. Go be the dude."
Isn't that what I said though? That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what you said. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I mean, and you could kind of see the writing on the wall for why he was making the choices that he was. I think we even kind of talked about that as like, it was very evident that he didn't want to just like, we got Michael Brown, and while I think like the duo of them would have been ridiculous on a basketball court. I mean, it's, I kind of get it because I mean, it's easy to say that for a kid who may be one and done. You know what I mean? Like you want to go out and you want to show what you got and you want to be the highlight for the team so that you can then continue on and play ultimately professional ball. Cause that's, if we're being honest, like that's the end goal for a lot of these guys. It's not necessarily to go win a national championship. Although, I think like him being on UT like that, maybe that puts them back in the picture. Maybe it doesn't. We'll have to see. But like, it definitely is a mindset shift compared to like wanting to do the best for your team. They're also leaning toward doing the best for themselves, which I can't really get mad at. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, like I said, that their goal is to go make money in the NBA. So, yeah.
You're going to be one and done. It is easier to make, particularly as a one and done, to make a legacy at UT than it would be at Duke or Kentucky or even Louisville. Yeah. So this is, you have a better chance to do that at UT while still being at a program with a lot of investment, a lot of money to throw your way. and all that. So I mean, it makes. But and then to what you were saying, Rando, that's what I was trying to say when you were saying he seemed a little prima donna-ish. I was like, man, Rick Barnes don't play that. Like
Yeah.
I hadn't watched any interviews or anything, but that seemed very Rick Barnes like to get somebody who doesn't fit his mold. Like I think he's adapting and evolving with college basketball well, but I think like morals and character is something that I don't think he would budge on that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think you're right. It came out that he was like getting like what 4 million, or that was like the upward number of it. Who knows how? I mean, these NIL numbers are dramatized for sure there. But like I said, when I was watching, my first thought was like, "Dadgummit!" Like this kid's actually like good to go. Like I wanted him to like be kind of a prick. You
want him to be a third.
Like, yeah. And I'm like, nah, he's good. Like his family and whatnot. You know, the way they're talking, like it was good. And I think the other piece of it is, you know, like we all think, well, at least I do, Shaq is one of the best businessmen like in the world, especially like we talk about like athletes and businessmen. And he's putting his stake of Reebok into a kid like this is like, if I'm picking a high school kid, I'm picking this one to represent the brand. Then I think all of it comes together is like, all right, this kid's probably all right. And shout out teammate, all UK ball teammate. Appreciate
appreciate you.
Day.
Thanks, Ash.
It's gonna be interesting. There was some battles between Jasper and Nate Ament in some of these tournaments too, and there were you can find highlights of Nate Ament not making Jasper look great, but we'll be all right there. What else we got on the docket? We talked about college. We talked about College World Series. We're
coming up on rough times.
Yeah, bro. It's gonna be
slim pickings on top.
Pickings for the I just keep
the last thing the scrolling through the internet, the real like other big news of the day was Caitlin Clark is back and she has not missed a beat.
7 threes, 32 points, almost a triple double.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
5 in the first half, and beat the Liberty, who I'm pretty sure is the top team in the
they were undefeated.
Like a large margin. Yeah,
they were undefeated,
bro. And
for the season,
they were undefeated.
Yeah.
They were 9-0.
Damn.
They were 9-0. Did you see the range that she was dropping these threes?
Later, Selena.
I mean, oh my Lord, bro! Like, and she was talking about, we were getting open looks and good threes, and I'm watching her like dribble down and just drop logo 3 after logo 3. I'm like, I guess when you're Caitlin Clark, that is a wide open look.
So she is absolutely going to revolutionize women's basketball, right? And so what I'm curious to see, because it happened, what do you think? Do you think it took a decade for Steph to revolutionize it? Like everybody started jacking up threes, but now people are shooting from deeper and deeper and deeper, and that's because of Steph. So how long is it going to be before the females, follow?
I think Steph had an effect on Caitlin. So Caitlin probably like that effect is already probably translated to the W. So probably not as long. The thing is like you watch her shoot, and we've talked about this on the show too. Like I've had Jackson, like when he's want to play ball, I'll have him watch some like Sabrina and Caitlin, and because these women just their
form is perfect.
Right? They don't have the size or strength. Most of them, some of them are ginormous, but to just like get away with some of the ugly shots or not to. Some of these shooters in the NBA aren't efficient. They can, do crazy. The feet can be all crazy. The women who can shoot well, they're always the balance is perfect. Everything's great.
Yeah, they're like Devin Booker.
Yeah.
So like the fundamentals are great. So you have to be, but not everybody just has the talent to be able to put all that together, right?
Yeah.
So you got to be able to find the women who can do that. But as kind of like as you see these girls playing NFL flag football and slaying the football around and running routes and catching, I think it'll just naturally progress as more get into it. She'll be making generations of ballers for a while as girls watch her and play.
I just wonder because we all blame, even though it's not Steph's fault, we all blame Steph and James Harden. Like, you've ruined basketball. That's all everybody does now. Step back and shoot threes. Like, I don't want the women's game to become that, because I think what people who like basketball can always appreciate about the women's game is how fundamentally sound they are, and like,
Yeah.
there's still more nuance to their game, as opposed to, like, it just seems like everybody in the NBA is doing all the little crossover stuff just so that they can get a step back shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And-
it's way less ISO ball, right? Like the
They're
NBA,
still running
the NBA,
sets.
yeah, the NBA is so isolation heavy
Yeah.
that it's just you lose. You're right, T. You lose like the nuance of the game of basketball a lot of times, because it just turns into James Harden throwing up 40 shots or whatever it is, which, like, I mean, you adjust with the game, and sometimes that's how you got to play to win. But yeah, the thing with Caitlin that gets me is when you talk about Steph influencing her, it's her release. Like, her release is so fast, dude. She doesn't.
It is quick.
It
Yeah.
just
It's
with
quick.
Steph, like, he doesn't need any space. All you got to give him is half a step, and he's getting that shot off, and there's nothing you can do about it, because it's so quick and it's so efficient, and it's just like, it doesn't matter where they're at on the court, which is wild. So I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I gotta get Quinn out here watching that, because that's the one thing we gotta work on with her, is the shooting for him. So
Yeah, I see what you're saying, T. I just wonder if it ever gets there, if there are enough people who can do that. Because I mean, if you do that and you're not very good at it, you'll find your ass gone like real quick. So I just
Yeah.
wonder if there's
That's
enough
like,
people.
Jalen Green to me is a prime example for the Rockets. Like, he is not that, but he's still, like, if you watch him, that's what he does. He just fires up threes, or he shows his insane athleticism and goes dunks on somebody. But that's like, that's really not. He's not a pure shooter or anything, and a ton of these guys in the league aren't. But it's literally like all they do is just go for a step back.
Yep.
Step back three.
Like,
So
I wouldn't call Hallie a pure shooter, but like, what has he been doing the entirety of the
he'd
playoffs?
be firing it up. Yeah.
He'll be halfway down the lane and run back out of the lane to the 3-point line to go shoot a three. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like fast breaks drive me insane. We age ourselves with this, but like, fast break was supposed to be the two dudes on the outside, and then you cut in towards the basket.
Yeah.
Literally everybody just beelines to the corner now to shoot a
That
three.
was that was that Rick Pitino defense to offense special. You got the one when he was in Kentucky. It was the same way as when he was at Louisville. You got the one little white dude that's just out there to just jack up threes, and you get a steal, and he just runs straight to the corner. Homeboy drives, kicks it out, and it's a three every time. Like, it just it's pretty. I'll blame Rick.
We had one. I think his name was Skylar McBee at Tennessee, something like that. But he was like our small white kid. He had the prettiest shot, and I swear I saw him make 0 threes his entire career. Every single one it was absolutely gorgeous, man. And then I just felt like it was.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying about
never
Otegi, when all these, even Kentucky fans were like, he can't get drafted because his shot's ugly. It's got a hitch in it. I was like, if it was just off looks, I'd be in the NBA. My jumper is pretty. It looks very nice.
My jumper looks nice. Does it go
but it's
in?
not going.
The end result is not
five in a row. I'm not hitting 5 in a row ever, never. Ever, never. Yeah. If I can get 2 for 5, I'm like, hey, that's not bad. That's pretty good. I'll go 3 for 5. I'm like, hey, boys on fire today.
I'm Hall of Fame bound, baby.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
But yes, it's same with, like, you brought up Halliburton. Like, that shot is ugly as hell. It's like a shot put from the chest. But if it's going in, it's going in. And when
his is very reminiscent of Sean Marion. It's a little different than Marion than Matrix, but the same little push thing.
Still got the rotation on the ball, though. I never understood that. He'd be having that basketball backspinning for his life, and I'm like, how does that even work? You're chest passing the ball.
I am very, very curious to see what the evolution of women's basketball will look like because of Caitlin Clark. But I like what's happening with their game, though, man. I mean, even like, all these girls not all these girls, but they're getting their own shoes now and stuff. Like, I love it.
Yeah. Sabrina's shoe was the most worn shoe in the NBA too.
Yes, they love it in the league. They love her shoe in the league.
That's legit. That's tough.
So I know some more dudes wore it on at Kentucky too.
Okay, yeah, and then Asia Wilson, her shoe's super popular with in the W. So
Yeah.
I like it. They're getting more exposure, and rightfully so, because they can go.
Yeah. They
I'm
can ball.
curious to see. Yeah, I'm curious to see what it's going to look like
How
here in a few
long?
years.
How long until it's profitable, or ever? Are we a decade away from the W actually being in
Bro,
the black, or
Yeah,
no?
I don't know if
yes.
we're that. I don't know if we're that far. We're definitely a few years, but I mean, you watching some of these games live, man, and it's like they used to come on TV and it'd be nobody in the stands, but like
Yeah,
today for that Fever Liberty game, that stadium was packed, bro. Like it was packed. So it's
Every
people are
Caitlin
showing
Clark
out.
game is going to be sold
Yeah,
out, though. Like it's
people are showing
yeah,
up. They want to
they
watch.
they'll
So
start being profitable when like the Phoenix Mercury, now that Diana Taurasi is gone, when they
yeah,
sell out, when they're playing
yeah,
against the Dallas
yeah. They start.
whatever the Dallas,
Yeah,
like
Mystics or whatever they are. Yeah,
Mystics. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like once those games start selling out or coming close to, that's when they'll start. Because I mean, to operate a league in the green, like you got to be bringing in a lot of money. You got to have a
yeah,
ton of merchandise sales. You still got to have a ton of ticket sales. So sponsorships, all that, and so it's growing. But I
yeah,
think they still got a ways
yeah.
to go, and you need more
yeah,
people, right? Like the NBA grew because you had Magic and Bird, and
Mhm.
then you had MJ, and then you had Kobe, and then you had
Yeah.
LeBron. Like right now, they have like honestly, Asia Wilson's not nearly getting the love that she should. She's not
Nah.
she's
Yeah.
not packing a stadium, even though she's the most
Yeah.
dominant player ever. Same with Stewie. Sabrina. The only one packing the stadium is Caitlin Clark. So
Yeah.
they need someone else
They,
to.
it's personalities, right? It's personality and it's game as well. So like, yeah, obviously, I mean, like if we're going purely, if they were going to be able to pack stadiums purely off talent, like Diana Taurasi would have been, selling out crowds every time she went out there. Like Sue
yeah,
Bird, same thing.
Yep.
Candace Parker, like the list goes on because it's like it's not like they haven't had talent.
Yeah,
They've
they
had
have
like
ballers.
they've had absolute ballers for years now. But I mean, yeah, I'm with you guys. Like I like the exposure. I think it's definitely trending in the right direction. And obviously they got like a good young core of players that's now stepping
yeah.
in to, fill the shoes here in a couple years. Maybe not fill the shoes all the way like a Asia Wilson, because like you said, like I mean, when that's all said and done, I think she's going to be right up there with the rest of them in the GOAT conversation.
Yeah, she has to. She's the most
But
dominant player ever. I
yeah,
think.
but yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. It's still a few years off, definitely from the actual profitability, I guess.
They
Yeah,
need more. They need more storylines. They need more
Yeah,
Reese versus Caitlyn. And unfortunately, the world we're in now, it becomes more than basketball, which sucks.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
they blow it up. But yeah, they need more stuff like that,
yeah, sure.
where they can more rivalries of like
Yeah,
people, like, whether it's true hate or not. Like when
yeah.
these two players come together, we can
Well,
make it like a true ESPN.
yeah,
Like and get a bunch of eyes on it.
yeah,
And that's one thing.
It's got to start in college, just
yeah,
like Magic and Bird, just like Reese
yeah,
and Clark, because like Paige Beckers, I think is actually a pretty decent draw, but she doesn't have an antagonist
nah,
against her. So
yeah. Like Paige is going to be a good draw. Juju, when she gets to the league, is going to be a good draw.
Juju, she may be the one to take it to the next
To the
level,
next
because
level. Yeah,
she's got celebrities going courtside to USC games.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that Juju will be a good one. So I hope she comes back from that knee and
yeah.
and picks up right where she left off.
Same with
sure.
Georgia Moore for Kentucky,
Yeah.
transferred in for you talk about step back and like skill, especially
Yeah.
for being like 5'6" or whatever she is.
Yeah.
She's very, very skilled. But yeah,
Yeah.
the W is definitely in good hands. They just got to figure out how to market it, and I think they
Yeah.
need to figure out how to do what the NBA does, because like there's too many games and W has less games. But the NBA has so many games that not everybody's watching, or you can't watch it even if you want to because the local deals.
Yeah.
But they own
Yeah.
social, right? Like the NBA highlights are all over Twitter. They own it, so they got to figure out how to get that and own the social market and build off of that too. If they can
For
get
sure.
to digital media, then they'll be all right.
Yeah.
But it just can't be on like Ion TV or where the hell it is on now. So,
Yeah, I agree.
but all right, boys, that's another good one. Appreciate you joining on. You enjoy your Father's Day. I have
man.
some bourbons that I'm going to pick. I bought a beer, a barrel aged stout that I didn't realize was $15 until I got up to the thing.
But
showed
you were
up.
committed at that point.
Yeah, like I already got it. I'm not putting it back
Yeah.
now.
I bring it up, and it's Asian, like it's from Carlsbad Brewing Company. It's Asian Blanton's bottle, so that's why.
Oh, okay.
Aged what?
Yeah,
Say that
but
again.
In
Blanton's
Blanton's
Asian
bottle.
Blanton's barrels.
Oh, okay.
Which Blanton is overpriced anyways. That's why I paid $50 for this
Blanton
beer.
is
But
so
Yeah.
overpriced.
Yeah.
but so I get up there to the thing and they scan it, and he's like, with tax like $17. Like, oh, so I think I only got one. I think maybe he charged me for a four. And he was like,
Yeah.
and he looked at it and he was like, oh yeah, I don't think that can't be right for one beer. And he looks it up and he pulls it up online. He goes, yeah, it's. And I was like, well, shoot, if it's $15 for a beer, give me a 4-pack.
Oh shoot! You said it was one beer. I was thinking you bought like a 6-pack, and I was
No.
like, yeah, man, that's normal California prices. What are we talking about?
16-ounce.
One beer?
Yes,
Oh, Lord.
160. So then he told me, he was like, "Oh," I was like, "How much is a 4-pack?" And he was like, $45. Like, fuck, I'll stick with one. I'll stick with one.
Yeah.
And if at this point I have like 4 people behind me in line, so yeah, I got peer pressure into buying this beer, so I hope it's good. 'Cause I'm gonna walk out of the store and be like, someone would have walked out behind me and bought it for me, like, "Hey, you broke bitch, here's your beer."
Happy Father's Day.
So hopefully that's good. But y'all have a good one. We'll be talking, and OKC on Monday. That's gonna be the next game, next big one.
Yep,
Cool.
Y'all. Last time I was rude and cut y'all off, so I'll let you get your calls in.
Oh my God, here we go. Yeah, L's up, baby.
I wouldn't bother by it. Happy Father's Day, boys.
Yeah,
Hope
happy
you
Father's
learned.
Day.
Yeah, go Cats. Peace.